Alright, I'm turning you down, turning that down. Actually, let me turn you down a lot. Okay, so now you want to act like this. Okay. Oh, well. La 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 la. I'm gonna have to turn that down. That's gonna annoy me greatly. Oh, duh. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. All right. What do you mean maximum 10%? I was signed in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, da, 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 da. Let's see. Hey, Reevely. I am testing brand new setups, so be patient with me. The hidden trivia. Well, I've been trying before, but I have a new setup. I want to talk. I want to talk about AEW. I want to talk about Saturday Night Main Event. I did not watch Great American Bash, but I am going to get into watch that later. But I'm gonna give it a moment. Hey, Ripley. Because I am still adjusting things. I want to play a different game. I wanted to play Breath of Fire 4, but it's not windowed. So it's giving me all sorts of crap for the setup that I have. So I need to figure out how to play that um, in a windowed mode before I do that. If I can't do that, I'm going to play Still Life, and that's a kind of a gory game. It's a long game from a long time ago, and I kind of want to do that one because that's more interesting, and it's gonna probably start up like what I want to do, which is like gaming and talk wrestling. So, um, 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 um that is the and I cannot see crap. Okay, this is gonna take me getting some used to because I am not on my usual setup. Um, I have no idea what a little mosquito disease is. So, low, low, low. Let me go back over here. Let me see what's going on here. I don't know why Uno stopped playing its music, but that's probably for the best. Okay. So, let me go here and here. And let me go here. And I am going to adjust this because I cannot take this music. So, 1 second. Come on. You gotta think about it, don't you? You know, you've been fighting me all night. I don't know why you're doing this to me. If not, I can probably dig into my library and find something else to play. Okay. You're gonna be a pain in the butt. Okay. Yes, you are. You're gonna pain a pain in the butt. Okay. Head of trivia. Dustin finished his story. Yes, he did. I was happy for him. I just wish that they wouldn't have did that match after Adam Cole's announcement, because just hearing that from Adam Cole and just hearing that from Adam Cole and just going through with the match just kind of sucked the air out of the arena. And I think they probably should have just waited on that announcement or something like that. I'm not sure what they could have done. Maybe put it off, but maybe they just wanted to give Adam Cole, like his last hurrah, just in case he was going to have to retire. So this would have been like his last hurrah. So I get it, but I wish it wasn't like that, because that really threw cold water on the it threw cold water on the match. But I have to say, all in, I went ahead and bit the bullet and bought it. I went through a VPN, so I paid cheaper. So that's a hint for y'all guys. I couldn't pay that 50. I couldn't justify $50 for this pay per view, even though I really wanted to see Heyman. I couldn't justify the $50, so I went VPN and paid a little bit less. So I still did pay for it. It was long. I didn't even start off right at 2 o'clock. I was doing something else, and then I started like at, what was it, the gauntlet. I started like at when the men's gauntlet went off, and that's when I joined into the stream, and then I kind of watched it off and on until I started getting interested with the other matches, like the women's gauntlet, um, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, and all of them. But I think the All In was good. It was good to great. Great because my man Hangman Page won. Love that guy. So I was really happy for that. I was really looking at it like, okay, if Hangman lost, I was gonna swear off AEW probably for a while, because that was just the perfect setup for Hangman to win, and he won. And then Toni Storm won. I was really thinking Mercedes was gonna get that, but she didn't. So there goes all those cries of creative control on Mercedes Moné. Um, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. I was not expecting to see JoJo, but it was really nice to see her, and they put up fireflies for her on the screen, so that was really really nice. So it's nice to see that for JoJo. Um, but yeah, we got to see Hangman win, and Mox got choked out, and everybody came out to the rescue. See, that's where you want overbooking for your matches. Like, you want everybody that the Death Riders has been torturing for this last year. You want everybody. It's kind of like how Cody had everybody come to his rescue, like all of Cody's Avengers coming out to help him. And so we got that. So we had Darby Allin, and we had Brian Danielson, and then we had Will Ospreay. Did we have Swerve out there? I need to go back. I think he was out there. I have to go back and watch all these matches, because like I said, I was in and out. It's like in the afternoon, but still, I have other stuff I have to do today, so it's like I was watching as best I could. But now that it's over, I can go back and watch and enjoy it. Same thing with Great American Bash. I did not watch that match. I heard that Sol Roca and Easy Dame had a banger match. I need to go back and watch that. And then Saturday Night Main Event. I probably should have led with this, but thoughts and prayers to Seth Rollins. It looks like he really messed up his knee again. He really needs to stop doing that springboard. And again, this is what proves to me why Triple H doesn't have people wrestling. Because this is what happened. Um, So you have Seth Rollins get injured. And now, just like with Liv, everything else has been thrown into chaos because of what's going to go on with Seth. And they say that is not a that's not a work. And I can pretty much tell it wasn't a work just by how quickly they ended that match, how quickly LA Knight got out of the ring. Um, so everything, it just showed it. And then I saw a video of Seth walking out, and I was like, man, I could see it in his face. Like I said, this is why Triple H doesn't want his people to wrestle. So when you think about Dom, and you think about what's going on with Dom, and you want to see him wrestle, and I do too, but there's a reason why they started slowing down on these people wrestling all the time. So thoughts and prayers to Seth, but we get there's things to come out of it, like and we're not going to see what's going to happen with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I was kind of sort of joking with a friend, like maybe Dom could sneak in there with that Money in the Bank briefcase. I mean, they're changing up the Judgment Day storyline now. Might as well give him the briefcase. It wouldn't hurt. He wouldn't have to cash it in right away. He could just be annoying as fuck with that briefcase. I'm not saying this just to make light of Seth's injury. I'm just thinking of what can happen next. I don't want it to really ping pong to Braun Breaker or or Braun Strowman. Like, they don't really need it. They can just have Paul Heyman manage them, maybe manage them to tags or something else, and then they could do something else with the briefcase. And please don't give it to Roman. He don't really need it either. Um, I do want to talk. I'm kind of all over the place because, like I said, this is like a test session. I just wanted to jump on, test the setup, see how it's going. It does not want to work with my game capture, so I'm gonna have to figure out what's went on with my game capture. I probably needed to restart everything before I went live, but it is what it is. So let us let me go into. I'm just gonna talk off the top of my head. So what happened with today? What I saw is that Raquel took pictures with Zelina Vega. And me, with my messy self, posted on the X and said, okay, Raquel is taking pictures with with Liv's ops. Why aren't y'all coming for Raquel? Because I have not seen on my timeline, except for a few people pointing out the hypocrisy of somebody talking about how Raquel is playing in Liv's face or messing with Liv's ops. You see how it was so quiet. I was like, okay, where are y'all now? Where y'all at now? Y'all tore Dom's head off for posting in a pic with Nikki and Natty and Maxine, but as soon as Raquel takes a picture with Zelina, which actually looks like an actual photo shoot picture, like I have the pictures. It's like an actual photo shoot pictures of her and Zelina with Liv's ops too. How come you don't have that same energy for Raquel that you have for Dom? And then I had somebody comment, well, we always knew Raquel was a backstabber. I said, that's not an excuse. You still would have been talking about Raquel. And Raquel has still, to this day, even though she's been shady, has not done anything to Liv. In fact, her behavior has been confusing, and I said that last night. Her behavior has been confusing. So you can't just sit up here and say that we know that Raquel is being a backstabber. No, you don't. She has not backstabbed Liv yet. So again, I have to ask, where is this energy that you have for Dom and raking him over the coals that you don't have for Raquel? It's double standards and its finest, and I don't like it. And I said in my ex post that I don't want to hear anything from Liv fans about Dom and Dom disrespecting his relationship with Liv until Dom says something like getting caught on GTV. And um what I mean by GTV is that GTV is the TV show that caught Eddie Guerrero in the shower with those two other women, the two other divas there at the time. So when I that's what I mean by uh Dom. I need to see Dom in like a GTV type of situation before I hear anybody else talk about Dom and Dom disrespecting Liv or something like that, or playing in her place. Like, we gotta you gotta call a spade a spade. Until we get to that point, I don't want to hear shit. Like, I don't want to keep hearing all these Liv fans, or maybe even stands, but I don't want to keep hearing these Liv stands always getting upset over what Dom is doing when it's not even to the point of what could be being done to Liv. Like, he hasn't done anything. And like Jacob says, Raquel and Dom haven't done anything to Liv. They have not. Raquel has been shady, but she hasn't done anything to Liv. So why are we, how come? But again, like I said, why is Raquel getting a pass? Like, we should have had. I should have seen on the X many post on the X talking about like why is Raquel posting with Zelina? Because Zelina did go after Liv. Liv was the one calling Liv out her name, calling her basically almost like a whore, and that's what and I kind of got after long time ago. If y'all remember me from when I started the channel, I was upset about how Zelina was phrasing things because she was throwing up, like she's a homewrecker, just pretty much calling Liv out her name. Like, that's something tangible to be getting after Zelina about and still be upset about. And so Zelina called Liv out her name, and Raquel is, doing these photos with Zelina, and there's nobody talking about it. No, there's no peep, there's no outrage, nothing. And I was the one that was saying, like, why does Zelina have to mention this? Like, why are you bringing it up like that? This is even before Dom and Liv really started, like, really interacting, like, in ring and in the ring. This is like the start of it. But still, Zelina was pretty much calling Liv out her name. And I'm like, why are you all defending? This is where I think I was questioning why Zelina was getting so upset about it. Like, why are you all, upset about it when, you don't have any love lost for Rhea? You see what I mean here? Like, this is the point where I was saying that the women's locker room shouldn't have been like they shouldn't have been like really buddy with Rhea. Like, they really wanted to see Rhea fall on her face, and maybe one person like Lyra, who was the one that said "I told you so." She was like the only one that said "I told you so" about Dom, and that would have made sense for her to say something to Rhea. Everybody else, nah. They should have been wanting Rhea's downfall. If you wanted to be, honest about it. But yeah, I was really annoyed on the X today. But we did get some good wrestling. It's a lot of wrestling. Um, Everything was just, like I said. I mean, it's just all over the place. Like, we had AEW starting like at, what was it, 11 my time? 0 hour and all that. And then you had Great American Bash. And then we had Saturday Night Main Event. And then tomorrow we got Evolution. And speaking of Evolution, we have Bianca Belair coming back to be a special guest referee. And then, but we did get a nice little fight between Naomi and Jade. And that fight was hitting hard too. I was like, good grief. So maybe here, maybe we have Naomi win, maybe accidentally on purpose with Bianca's help. I mean, we could do it. And I'm guessing Bianca just got cleared because now she can show up for this match. So maybe we get like Naomi winning accidentally on purpose. Um, Everything else, like we got this whole Jelly Roll stuff, and then today they set up the tag team match between Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. I'm like, really? Like, why are you treating my man Drew McIntyre that way? Like, Drew deserves so much better than being a partner to Logan fucking Paul. They should have really just had like Carmelo slot in there with Logan Paul. At least that would have made a little bit more sense, you know, kind of being like Hollywood and stuff like that. Just kind of do Carmelo Hayes, get him on TV. That's what people have been wanting. Like get Carmelo on there. We don't need Drew McIntyre doesn't need to be in that match. I don't get it. But hey, I mean, it's a tag match. It's gonna be on one of those nights, and they need match fillers, I guess. Um, um, Head of Trivia says maybe we could get Naomi and Bianca at SummerSlam. I think Naomi's gonna cash in at SummerSlam, but the question is Bianca going to turn heel or not? Like, I think if they do turn Bianca heel, I don't want it because she was the total mastermind, and Naomi, like going after Jade, because that takes away a lot of Naomi's motivation and character work. I don't want her to be a minion. Like Naomi needs to be able to stand on her own. And if Bianca was to turn, have Bianca turn because she's finally realizing that Naomi was right about Jade. Like make her turn about that, not just be. I don't want Bianca to be the mastermind. I will be greatly upset about that if that happens. Because this is Naomi's time to shine, and we don't. I don't need to see Naomi go back to like a heel, like a minion role. Uh, TJL says I can see Naomi versus Bianca versus Jade in the horizon. Yeah, I do see that triple threat match as well. If they can carry the storyline all the way until like WrestleMania or something like that, that could be an awesome triple threat match. You know, that's the big three. They broke apart, and everybody's just fighting for themselves. Jateria says, I'm not watching Jelly Roll at SummerSlam. I don't blame you. I'm not really watching that match. I'm not going to watch that match. I'm going to feel sorry for Drew because Drew deserves so much better. But I wouldn't be watching that match either. Jacob says, what night do you expect Dom versus AJ on SummerSlam? It depends on how they want to stack the matches. It could be night one, it could be night two. If something's big is going down, they might want to stack night two. Or they might have it stand alone on its own for like a night one. Like they might want to have it like as the big thing for like night one or something like that. Let's see here. I need to go find another game. I think Uno is just really having a fit right now. TTL says pros and cons of a 2-night event. You need filler matches. Yeah, you really do. I'm just hoping they put like everybody. They put the champs on there. Like I need to see the women's IC and US champs on the SummerSlam card. There's no excuses at this point. And okay. All right, you're going bye bye because Uno, you're not working right for whatever reason. So you're gonna go bye bye. I'm gonna go find another game. TGJC says, "What do you think will happen if they actually book EO to win?" Um, they could have Asuka slip in there and challenge, turn heel like Arcari earlier in the night, and have Asuka go in there to challenge Io. They could do that, but I really don't think Io is going to walk out of there as champion. They have it to set up with the main event for Rhea to end the show with her holding the belt. Like I'm not gonna. It seems like I don't think that's gonna change. Um, let's see. Let me see here. I want to see if I can get another game going. I'm going to close out this. Why are you not closing? Closed, aren't you? There. Alright. So. Oop. What game do I have? I have Tales of Vespera. I don't want to really start that one though. I love it though. Omega Quartet. Nah. I want to play Still Life, but that's gory, and I have to put a warning on it. Do, 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 do. Hmm. Secret Files. I actually like Secret Files. I might install that. There was Secret Files, Tunguska, and that one. What was that other game I have? If y'all, you know that I've been a wrestling fan for many, many years, like since the 90s. I'm also a gamer for that many amount of years as well. I've been playing since the old days of Nintendo NES. I had the gamepad and everything. Um, but also while I was playing on the NES, I fell in love with computer games. I had an old 386, and I would play a whole bunch of computer games. And my favorite genre of computer game is adventure games. I played the heck out of Sierra games. These were Sierra adventure games like with King's Quest and Quest for Glory and Gabriel Knight and all that whole series. Anything from the Sierra umbrella, I played it. Now, Sierra is really hard to play, which means that you needed to save a lot. So if you see me with some of these games and I'm playing them and you start to see me save a lot, it's an effect of having those games and playing those games a long time ago because we did not have autosave. And if you didn't save and you hadn't and you could get die because a lot of these games would kill you without mercy, just for some little shit too. You might have to backtrack for like a whole couple of hours, and you would learn that the hard way. So I'm just trying to see if there's another game I can play. I really want to do Still Life, but I have to put a warning on that one. Um, the head of trivia says AJ beats Finn and JD in singles. That's why I think Dom has a chance to retain at SummerSlam. I've been saying that Fit Dom is going to beat AJ and Finn. There's no point of AJ winning there's no point in AJ winning the IC title. Like, who is he going to defend against? I mean, he can do like something against Braun or Bronson or something like that, but AJ really doesn't need it. Finn really doesn't really need it. And he's already tagged unless he loses it, then he challenges Dom for that. But even then, I don't think Finn needs it. I think if they want Dom to drop the title, it needs to be to somebody that needs it. Like, I would rather somebody they use Dom's popularity to help out another wrestler. Now, I've always said that it's time for Dom to reap the benefits of his overness, and that's true. But I also think that if you're going to use his overness like that, it needs to be to somebody else that could use that push, not somebody that's been there a long time. Finn doesn't need it. AJ don't need it. Um, TGJC says, could you imagine if Judgment Day got a whole night to themselves at SummerSlam? They all defend their titles on one night and Liv pops up. That would be actually really cool. Have tags, women's tag if they still have it, and Dom. Yeah, that would be really nice. I mean, Triple H does love factions, and maybe he has to lean on Triple H on Judgment Day now because it says, see, this is what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket. Just what happened with Liv. Now they're probably going to have to reshuffle plans, and maybe an effect of that is that it impacts Judgment Day again. So while we're floundering with Liv being out, maybe the Seth injury um, changes things for Judgment Day again. Now, we won't want them to pull the trigger on this shit. But what's been going on with Seth, maybe that pulls things into a different type of storyline for Judgment Day. We'll have to see what happens on Monday. We have to see what happens tomorrow at Evolution. But we'll have to see what goes on. Uh, 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 let's see. Ooh, I have a whole bunch of comments. Hold on, guys. I know I usually say the questions to the end, but I'm kind of going back and forth between both of my chats because I'm multi-streaming right now. Kendall says Drew, after his feud with Punk, is rewarded with Damian Priest and being paired with Logan Paul. Yeah, like, and then that Damian Priest one was just jack shit. They just did that so Priest could get a win, and now he's over there with Aleister Black after sticking his nose into his business. Jacob says, "What did you think about the Great American Bash? I have not seen that yet. I just heard that the Sol Roca and Izzy Dane match was really good, but I have yet to see. Um, I have yet to see that match, and I want to see that match. Like, I have to really catch up on a lot of wrestling right now. Um, 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 um. And Marcus Phoenix says, I don't think the women's tag titles are going to be defended at SummerSlam. Now, I had this little argument on with my Not Gonna Lie that was saying, well, why would they, with somebody, like win the title at Evolution because then they would need to defend it at SummerSlam. I'm like, they went months without a defense, the tag titles. Like, just because they had the tag titles does not mean that they end up on the card. I mean, look at the women's United States title right now. It should be on Evolution, but is it going to be defended on Evolution? No. So, just because you have the title, especially a women's title, doesn't mean that they end up on the card. And like you're saying here, Marcus Phoenix, I don't think the tag titles will be defended at SummerSlam either. Now, is a chance that they could if they give it to Charlotte and Alexa. And that's why I'm saying that they probably are going to give those titles to Charlotte and Alexa. Alexa has some momentum, and now Sol Roca has some momentum, but that doesn't mean anything because with this injury, if Seth wasn't injured, he was going to win against LA Knight. Even with Seth Rollins and Cole taking him out last night. He just got the win because Seth was injured. But if Seth hadn't been injured, he would have rolled over LA Knight. So that's that momentum thing. Like LA Knight was beat down by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed last night, and he would and if he lost tonight, that just throws everything in the face of momentum with wrestling out the window. So that's why I keep telling people the momentum thing isn't working like it used to anymore, or they don't do it like they used to anymore. It used to be like if you were winning, you were going to lose at the PLE or the pay per view. That's not happening now. Jacob says, I have a Nintendo GameCube that still works at almost 25 years after you having it. I still have my GameCube somewhere in my garage. I need to dig it out. I also have my Dreamcast. Maybe I need to hook that up. I'll start playing Skies of Arcadia, which is my favorite RPG. Um, Daria said, "Do you think we're going to? Do you think we're going to AJ return tomorrow?" I was bit by AJ last year, and why I say bit by AJ last year is that they put out a whole bunch of clues about AJ show like they were showing a whole bunch of clues about AJ last year around Money in the Bank, and what was it? Big E was saying something about AJ. They were talking about her matches. They were bringing her up in conversation, and people really thought she was going to show up to help CM Punk thwart Drew McIntyre because they were in that feud, and she didn't show up, and people were upset, and people were saying like, "Well, the WWE didn't hint at that." And I'm like, "No, they did hint at AJ showing up. This was not a case of the fans hyping themselves up for a return and then getting disappointed. The WWE stoked the fires too." And that's why I was really annoyed with the WWE because they stoked the fires about AJ Lee's return, and then she didn't show up, and now you have a whole bunch of disappointed fans, and then they want to laugh at these fans for being disappointed after they hyped everything up. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to fall for it until I see it. Like, at least until I hear "let's light it up," I don't believe she's showing up. I just have to take it that way. Kendall says, if Raquel and Roxanne retained, do you see Dom's attitude change on Monday? I think it depends on how it's done. Like if Roxanne is all um maybe full of herself or something like that, you might see something there. I'm not sure. This is why I was saying like I'd rather them lose because I kind of want to see what Dom would do if Roxanne and Raquel lose Liv's title because that still is Liv's title. Like if they lose Liv's title, you would think Dom would be upset about that because that's his girlfriend's title. Uh, 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 oh, let me go back over here to YouTube. No, what happened? Oh my gosh. Holy crap. I'm sorry, YouTube. Hold on, let me. Oh, they had a trivia. Mello and Kalani got engaged recently. Yeah, I saw that, and it was a really cute engagement photos too. I was happy for them because they are a really cute couple. Whenever I see them on the internet. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, the head of trivia. Did you notice that they changed Roxanne's Titantron on SmackDown? If it's the Judgment Day stuff, yeah, they changed that on Monday too. You might not have seen it because it was like during the advertisement on Monday, but yeah, they did change it. TJC says, luckily the Money in the Bank case doesn't expire for a year. It also forces Seth's faction to focus on Braun and Bronson's, who I feel is getting buried by Seth. Like, doesn't need the faction. He can talk. He could be on his own. I don't know why they keep trying to force people with him because he just dominates. And then he keeps stoking the fires of a face reaction. Like, what was it, Monday? Like, welcome to Monday Night Raw. It's like, did we really need to have that? Like everybody else is trying to be all healers, and then here you come, Seth, trying to get the fans to start singing your theme song. Like, nah, man. But maybe now with Bronson and Breaker, they can have Paul Heyman to do something with them. Uh, the head of trivia, maybe it's time to put the tag titles on Braun and Bronson. They could. I mean, this is really a perfect way to turn Finn and JD face, and I still think Finn should probably be face because look at the reaction he got when he won the belts, and he was doing the face type moves, like just turn him face. Head of trivia also says LA Knight after his victory over Seth could he challenge Gunther at SummerSlam. I mean, maybe. I think they want to slide in CM Punk for Gunther. Like I said, do you agree on if we get a Liv and Dom getting a mixed tag team match, title match sometime next year? I think they do. When Liv is healed up, I think they do. YouTube, you're taking me off. Okay, so let's spread that out a little bit. What's going on here? Okay. Alright, let me see if I can. What I can throw up here. Just to see. Because this is mostly like a testing thing. Hope for the best says maybe something big for Dom at Survivor Series. Yeah, like I would hope people get something big. That's his hometown. Yeah. So let's see here. Let me see what I could throw up real quick. I just need it windowed. I can't even play Mafia 3. Dragon Quest. Final Fantasy 7. Alpha Protocol? Nah. Two-Point Hospital. Did I undelete that one? Yes, I did. On my good old games, I have Willie Beamish, King's Quest. Oh, let's do this. It's an oldie but a goodie. Alright, do I have to install you? Yes, I do. And while that's installing, let me go back over here. Hey, Bricolo. Let's see. If Seth leaves for a while, they need another big heel for Raw. Who could it be? See, this is the thing with heels with the WWE. The Triple H doesn't want to book heels right. So we have Drew, who's a heel, and Logan Paul. Dom could step up for that. Yeah, he's getting cheered, but Dom's the master of heel turns, so if they could just find something simple for him to do, and he can turn heel. So you have Gunther, but does really anybody really pay attention to Gunther? No. Like Gunther was probably the least most important person on Monday Night Raw this past Monday. Like everybody was all about Seth, and then they were talking about Judgment Day and stuff like that, and El Grande and Americano. Like Gunther ain't that important. And then over there on the other side, it's Solo, but nobody really want to mess around with Solo. I'm exhausted with Solo and MJF or whatever they want to call themselves on SmackDown. Do you notice that they're using the same font that MJF uses in AEW? Like, look at the font that they have on their T-shirt and then compare it to MJF. It's like the same font. The head of trivia says Nate next year Liv and Dom should win the AAA mixed tag team titles. Yeah, I think they would too. TGJC says honestly, this could be the best thing for Raw tag division. Do a tournament with the SummerSlam payoff. Yeah, they just need another tag team. I almost was hoping that Andrade and Rey Fenix would jump over from SmackDown to Raw to give the Raw tag division another team because they really need it. TGJC Judgment Day versus Seth Faction at War Games where Dom betrays Finn would low key be lit, but let's be honest, the Bloodline is gonna main event. Maybe Dom versus Ray or Dragon. Oh, they're gonna keep doing that Bloodline shit at War Games. Like, we need new blood. Not every War Game that we've had the past 4 years now, doesn't need Bloodline. Give us something else. We had Judgment Day in there like 1 year when they could have been in there for 2. But they keep wanting to throw Bloodline in there, Roman Reigns and stuff like that. Judgment Day versus Seth Faction would be nice. The head of trivia. Can you imagine if Karrion Kross wins Seth Money in the Bank? It'd probably make some people happy. Okay, let me see if this thing. Oh, it installed. Okay. Let me go see if I can play this in Windows mode. I would be broke. Play in Windows mode, please, because I need to see my screen. I don't have the dual screens like I should. Maybe that's what I should ask next time. Let's see. Oh, cool. Okay. Yes. And that doesn't play windowed. I am disappointed. Let's see. What's TikTok saying? And this is Jacob said, "Do you believe on Liv either return on Monday or at SummerSlam?" I almost think I almost would say that she returns on Monday or even tomorrow. If Bianca Belair can show up, then Liv could show up. I mean, she doesn't have to participate. She could just show up. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't show up tomorrow. She could show up on Monday. And they have ways of sneaking people in, so I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, TGAC says Raw team so far: the Bronze, the New Day, American Made, War Raiders. They could use LWO, just have Cruz and Dragon be a team. Or I know this will never happen, but I can dream of Los Grande Americano. Now, if Chad Gable wasn't hurt, I would love to see like 2 El Grande Americanos. Like, that's why I was saying, like, maybe they still run that little bit of El Grande Americano still owing Dom a favor because Dom was talking to Ludwig when he was talking to all those people. He was talking to Karrion and Ludwig and Pete Dunne. Like he was talking to Ludwig too. Maybe he still gets a favor in there with El Grande Americano. I mean, Dom has been pretty much been playing it like where he's a couple of steps ahead of everybody. That's why it's always frustrating when you listen to other people talk about Dom, where there's this, well, he's just playing dumb. He's just later falling in people's trap. I'm like, this is the same person that cost Finn um, his spot in the Money in the Bank match. This is the same person that had El Grande show up to help him with Penta. Like, yeah, the Judgment Day storyline has been changing, but Dom has been presented as somebody very smart. It's just that nobody wants to get past what they think about Dom. They still think of Dom as the Dom from 2022 when he first joined Judgment Day and he was a cowardly heel. They don't think about what he's done or his character growth from what he has now. That's why I think now with a lot of Dom fans, it's just that you want him just to go on and separate and break away from this thing so he can finally start showing some of that other aspects of himself instead of just always having to like be in the background and stuff like that. It's annoying. And the whole almost 8 to almost 1 year storyline with Dom and Judgment Day isn't helping matters. Yeah, see, what if Dom took up the mantle of El Grande Americana and he took off the mask and it was like, it was me all along. Oh my god. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. Oh, son of a bitch. Now, if you know that whole interchange, then you've been watching wrestling because I can hear JR now. Oh, son of a bitch. I would be so pissed off, though. Head of the table. Liv should return at SummerSlam and set up another clubhouse segment. It just depends on how they write her in. If they have her show up at Evolution, like right after Roxanne and Raquel lose the titles, that could be a big moment. You know, it just depends on how they want to work her back in. I don't have no games at her window. Let me see. What else do I have? What else? What else? What else? I'm looking at my game library. I have a ton of games. Okay. There's King's Quest. Oh, Heroes Quest. King's wait. Quest for Glory. Oh, that's the VGA remaster. Quest for Glory 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then Shadowrun. And then Teen Agent. Ooh, Torin Passage. Do I have that installed? Let me go see what. Let's see here. Let me go back to Steam. Kind of want to do. I gotta do like only for adults on Sterilized. That'll be. Let's see. Can I play Tales of Arise? In window mode. I haven't played that one. And while you load, let's see what's going on over here. Keep on listening to Finn. Yeah, like that seems like that should have been brought up already. It kind of was by Liv and Dom, when he was kind of upset about them not being out there, and they were like, "Hey, we were listening to Finn." Like that needs to be brought up more, especially by like Roxanne, because she's been really getting a raw deal. Like, yeah, she's like the interim tag team champion right now, but she was losing a lot, and she still was losing a lot. Like at some point, it needs to be brought up. Okay. I know. I mean, I want to play in Windows mode. I do not need the opening sequence. Okay, accept. Yeah, didn't use it to dream it. Alright, let's see. Where are you? Ah, there we go. Hey, that works. Sweet. Okay. Alright, so. Oh, of course, the game doesn't want to. Okay, so. Let me do that a little bit. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Jacob says, "How many game consoles do you have?" I have a Nintendo. I have a Super Nintendo. I have PlayStations 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have a Dreamcast. I have a GameCube. I have a Wii. I have a Switch. I have an Xbox. I have an Xbox 360. I have an Xbox S. And then I have a gaming computer, which I'm on now, and then a laptop, and things like that. Oh, and I have a PSP and a PSP Vita. And, and a DS. Yeah, Queen of Game WY. Me and my husband are gamers, so we have a lot of systems. Hope for the Best says, "Have you played Earthbound?" Yes, I have. I really couldn't get into it. I am a role playing game lover. I played a shit out of a lot of JRPGs, but I couldn't really get into Earthbound. Um, I tried. I think I don't know what it was with Earthbound. Some games just don't click for me, and that one didn't. But I did try to play um Earthbound. But yes, I am a gamer. Right now, I am trying to figure out if I want to get. I'm not getting the Switch 2 just yet. I wait a long time after game consoles have been released so they can work out all the bugs, so they can release a new edition of the game console, and then you don't have to worry about things like that. Like we went through the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death, so we went through all that. Kendall says Rhea's gonna hold the title all the way to WrestleMania. Nothing's changing. Promos incoming. Yeah, I'm like, we know that she's going to win the title. If she wasn't going to win the title in Perth, she was going to go into Perth with the title, or she was coming out of Perth with the title. Like we know. I'm like they should just really much just gone away, go ahead and get it over with. And did you see what they were trying to do with like TJC? Have you played Vex? No, I haven't. I haven't really heard of that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I probably need a reminder on that. But do y'all remember what they were talking about with Rhea? It's like they were just like everything was all about her not being able to beat Io. I'm like, she woman, you're not a underdog. Why are they keep why I really don't get why they keep trying to present um I really don't get why they keep trying to present Rhea as an underdog. She's not an underdog. It insults my intelligence. Yep. Yeah, let's see. I'll just do a little test testing here. Um but they keep trying to present her as an underdog. And Rhea is not an underdog. Where is my cursor? Let's see. Jacob says, "What did you think of the pay per view from AEW? I didn't watch because I didn't watch it. I thought it was good. I thought it was. It just goes on too long. I think 5 hours is a long time for a pay per view. Now they try to do a whole bunch of wrestling, which I applaud them for, but it's just way. It's just a lot of wrestling. I have to go in and out of it. I can't watch it just straight." Kendall said, "Do you see TJC all lose at SummerSlam, but Dom the only victorious one?" I mean, that could happen. Oh, thank you, BK, for sharing the live. I have no idea what this guy is talking about right now. I'm just seeing how this looks like. Because this is not the game I wanted to play. The head is trivia, three guys, three girls, in Judgment Day, just like the characters from Friends. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard labor. If I ever do this, you'll probably hear me quip a lot during these games. I am a fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000, so I quip a lot. So don't mind me. You do it then. Oh, how noble of you. Hope for the best. What if they wait for Finn versus Dom for WrestleMania? Holy shit. Oh, I can't wait that long, man. I just want it to be over with. Ugh. Jacob says, what's the last PS4 game that you played? Um, I haven't done a lot of my console gaming because I don't really have time to sit down. It's usually been on the computer. But if I had to guess, it would probably be. Was it Bioshock Infinite? But I've also played like Dragon Quest and all those things. Nino Kuni. Yeah, Nino Kuni and Persona 5. So, where is my menu? Oh, it might help to switch over to the window though. So, yeah, was it Bioshock Infinite, Persona 5? Um, I played an obscure game called Omega Quintet. That's when you didn't get a whole bunch of JRPGs on the system at the time. Kendall says, "Yo, fans crash out and meltdowns waiting on the horizon. We told you so. We did. I really don't have a lot of sympathy for EO fans. They whined and they bitched and they moaned about EO should be in the WrestleMania main event. She should have won Royal Rumble. And I really blame a lot of these um dirt sheet reporters for stoking the flames because they were reporting like, oh, EO is going to win the Royal Rumble and it's going to be EO versus Rhea at WrestleMania. So they put it in people's head that it was going to be EO, and then when that didn't happen, when she didn't win the Royal Rumble, and then when she was eliminated from that qualifier because Liv beat her because Rhea got hot headed, they whined and bitched, and then she finally got in there and won the title, and then she retained the title at WrestleMania, and then what did they have to show for it? No title defenses until Rhea comes back around. Her title reign was worse than Liv's because she didn't even get a title defense like as a token. Liv at least got that. Liv at least had some other matches with Zelina, with Nia, and then with Io. Io didn't get jack shit. But that's what happens. This is why I say you can't take what the dirt sheets give you at face value. You have to take it with a huge grain of salt. And this is why I keep fighting Corey um, online, or I don't really believe him. Yeah, he's been getting some scoops. But just today, Body Slam, who Corey's affiliated with, was saying that Hook was going to show up for the Ops, that trios match. They were saying Hook was going to show up. Hook didn't show up. So they got busted on a pretty much like they're presenting something as a spoiler, and that's why I don't believe it. I'm always in the realm of I'll believe it when I see it, and yeah, you can trust a lot more. Um, you can trust more reporters more than others. Like I would believe PW Insider and Sean Ross Sapp. Those two usually are pretty accurate, and they at least try to verify their sources. But even then, you still take it with a grain of salt. But all these other ones like Body Slam, WrestleVotes, and all these other Ringside News and all that Sportskeeda. Oh, I hate Sportskeeda. They they present a whole bunch of stuff as fact when it's not. It's untrue. They've been putting out stuff that's not true. I've been watching Sean Ross Sapp battle JD from New York all week over Mercedes Moné having creative control. It's to the point where Sean Brad Sapp is saying, I'm going to pull up in New York on the 31st. I don't want you to fight me. It's been wild. But you can't really trust um, these, these dirt sheets. And even if the dirt sheet is really accurate, uh, the WWE could turn on a dime. Like, I really believe that the WWE feeds certain dirt sheet reporters so they could control the narrative. And then when they want to look credible or discredit a dirt sheet reporter, all they have to do is feed the dirt sheet reporters some information, have them report it, and then turn on them and have something else. Look at what happened with Alexa Bliss returning at Royal Rumble. Dave Meltzer put out there that Alexa Bliss wasn't returning, and guess what happened? Alexa Bliss returned, and now Dave Meltzer looks worse than he already does. So yeah. Um, Hope for the best says, do you see the OG Judgment Day getting together to fight against another faction? If OG, you mean Finn, Rhea, and Damien? Maybe. I always had an idea that Dom would take out Finn, like concerto him, he's stretchered out, and then while he's getting stretchered out, he passes by Rhea, and then he looks at Rhea and he says like something like "I'm sorry," so that kind of it solidifies his face turn, and then it's something where Rhea can actually emote about, because she can wonder about should she forgive Finn because he was helping Dom cheat on her with Liv, things like that. That's just little bitty drama bits that I like that Triple H should be doing. And if you wanted to do something like that where they kind of reunite and forgive each other and they want to go up against Dom, then they could have did something like that. Like maybe they bring in Damien. I don't really want that to happen because Damien just runs over people, but if they did it right, which I doubt, but if they did it right, then maybe we could have got something better. But I don't know. Let's see here. All right, so it's getting late. I'm just up here to shoot the shit, test out my rig. Do you like my new setup here? It has some cool stuff, like cats and things like that. I'm not ending just yet, but I'm just going through some stuff like that. And this might change again because I don't like how that's giving like a black screen on my vertical stream, so I might change this again. And I probably will. So oh, that looks a lot better. I should have used this. Don't mind me. I'm just now playing with it. Okay. Okay, so if I want to use that, I'll use that. Actually, that looks nice. Okay. Alright. Jacob says, "What's the last PS3 game you played with the PS5?" PS5. I haven't really played anything on the PS5. Sad to say, I've had it for a while, but I haven't really played anything on there. Like I said, I've been busy, so it's not like I can sit down. Now, my husband, he plays all the Call of Duty games, so he's been playing Call of Duty, Battlefield. We're waiting on Grand Theft Auto 6. Yay. Whenever that comes out, like I gotta pre-order that for him, so it can be ready when it comes out next year. Next year. But we're waiting on that. I like watching my husband play a lot of his games. I like because he has the most interesting style. If you ever sit here and listen to my husband while he's playing a game, you will hear the most creative curse words known to mankind. It's amazing, and I just like listening to him play and watch him play because he's really good. He doesn't do any kind of ranked play or anything like that, but he's good. PS3 game. What was I playing? That's been a long time. I can't really think what was on PlayStation 3. Um, 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 uh, 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 yeah, I think I'm gonna change this these scenes again because it doesn't have all the scenes for vertical, and I don't want to leave my vertical YouTube play people out because that would not be good. Like that's a really black screen for the things. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna change these scenes. I'm gonna probably change it back to what I had it, but that one was kind of a little messy too. TGJC said if Rhea actually apologized, I wouldn't have had an issue with her, Liv, and Dom teaming up. I feel like they would have been a great faction. That's all Rhea needed to do. Rhea just needed to, one thing, like say that she was sorry because she did start the shit. She turned on Liv. Liv did not do anything to her. Dom did not really do anything to her when when they first started out. He was collateral damage in that feud between Judgment Day and Ray and Edge. So Dom didn't do anything to her. Liv didn't do anything to her. If she would just had apologized and ate her ice cream and watched sad movies, by the time we get around to it now, we could be seeing, okay, maybe we could test out the waters of maybe they could get friendly again. But now I don't want Rhea near Liv. I don't want Rhea near Dom. I don't want Rhea near Raquel. Like, look at what happened with Raquel. Raquel was able to show out a little bit, but still she got run over. When a win could have done so much good for Raquel. But we didn't get that for Raquel. So I don't want Rhea away from. I won't want Rhea away from anybody I like, really. And that's a shame. Because she should be establishing people. And that's why she'll never be a Stone Cold. She's not establishing people. Stone Cold established people. I mean, she's almost in the range of Triple H than a Stone Cold, and I wonder why that is, if you know what I mean. Jacob says, how come you don't like All Ego Ethan Page? Because I think he's a big fish in a small pond. It's like he's in a kiddie pool. I just don't like him. All Ego Ethan Page is like MJF for me in AEW. I think they tried too hard. Like, I think All Ego Ethan Page probably should have been on the main roster by now. And like I said, I think he's just a big fish in a small pond. I don't like All Ego Ethan Page. I just don't. Same thing with MJF. I think MJF is a tryhard. I don't like him. I did not like that he won the gauntlet. And I was really worried about Hangman. But, yeah, I really don't like MJF. Hope for the best cursing 101. My husband has the most creative cursing. Like, it is something to be told that your opponent is a corner camping cunt. And to see it and hear it in action is amazing. Because it's so specific. It's not. He's not just a cunt. He's not a corner camper. He's a corner camping cunt. Like, where did you come up with this curse? But anyway, I might try this setup tomorrow for Evolution or after Evolution. Evolution will be on tomorrow. I think it starts at What time? Let me check that out. Evolution start time. I am Central. So it starts at 6. Why does everything have to start at 6? Like, give me some time here, man. That's 7 on the East Coast. And then the countdown show starts at 5. That's a 2-hour pre show for Evolution. What are they doing it for the 2 hours? Hope for the best, says Cheap Hill MJF. Yeah, I think he's really cheap. I think he's low brow. Like, when Dom was getting amazing heel heat, you noticed that Dom did not insult the crowd. None. He didn't have to. Now, the crowd didn't let him talk a lot of the times, but when he did talk, he wasn't insulting the crowd and going like Lobo behavior. And then when you see Dom interacting with fans, he doesn't act like that with fans, especially young fans. He can still be a heel, but he's still appreciative of his fans. MJF is just an ass. Like, he just stays an ass. And I'm like, yeah, I get staying in kayfabe. I really do. But at some point, you got to stop the kayfabe just a little bit. You know, ease back on the kayfabe. You can still stay in it, but you can still work your heel character where you're not just being an asshole all the time. Like, he's like asshole 24/7. I don't really like it. Um, Daenerys says, I see it. Stephanie Rhea at Paris for the title. Yeah, I probably would see that too. TJC says, I feel like all of her book overbooking is because Rhea's going to retire young to her medical issues. I had that feeling too. You know what? I actually agree with you, TTJC, on that. Like, I always felt like they were speed running a lot of these dream matches for Rhea. You remember how everybody just says everything is a dream match for Rhea? Oh, I want to face Rhea. Oh, I want to race Rhea. Like, I don't know why y'all keep saying that y'all want to face Rhea after what happens. Like, as soon as people get out of Rhea's vortex, they do better. Like, why would you want to have a dream match just seeing how she's booked right now? Like, I wouldn't say that. I'd be saying somebody else. I'd be saying, like, Becky. I'd be saying, like, Charlotte. Somebody I know that can at least get beat. But to go back to the first point, it does feel like they speed running. It's like how they really wanted her to fight Bianca instead of it just being her and Bianca one-on-one. Like, they could have just went ahead and ran that. And then they'll get all these other feuds, like for Money in the Bank. Like, she was saying, oh, I've never been in the Money in the Bank match. Like, you didn't even need to be in the Money in the Bank match. You are the Money in the Bank. All you have to cry and get your title match. Like, she didn't need to be in that match. That could have went to somebody else. But yeah, I do think that something's going on there because she did mention her back and stuff like that, and that's unfortunate. But like, you shouldn't. It's like you shouldn't be speed running when there are other people here like busting their ass. And this is what I don't like about it too. Is like you have all these other women busting their ass. Like, I'm seeing Becky bust her ass, even though I have to side eye her about about how she gets titles sometimes. I have to side eye her, but she's been busting her ass. Lyra's been busting her ass. Bailey's been busting her ass. Ivy Niles been busting her ass. Natty's been busting her ass. On the SmackDown side, Naomi, Jade, Michin, BFAB, Zelina, Chelsea. Like, all these women are busting ass, and then here you come with Rhea barely doing anything. And the optics of it isn't good. Like, she should be doing more. If you're going to be saying that she's carrying the company and she's all this important, she should be doing more. But Hope pretty bad says you can count on one hand the times that Dom has insulted the crowd. MJ up every time. Yeah, Dom will say something like, I think in Spanish, like he'll be like kind of cussing him out in Spanish, but it still is not really a direct insult, like a low bro insult. Like he's not insulting the city, like I wouldn't be caught dead, such and such and such and such. Like you never got that with Dom. An official HE says hello from AEW in Texas. Did you go to that? I'm jealous. Arlington's around my hometown. Probably could have went up there, but I couldn't for AEW. I gotta wait till AEW comes back down to where I'm at in Texas too, and then I'll probably try to go to a match now. Okay, yeah. So for now, I'm gonna be on tomorrow. I might have this set up. It's probably gonna look different because, like I said, I've seen the scenes now, and I didn't realize that some of my verticals aren't really gelling right. So I'm gonna change that for y'all. Sorry, I've been messing around all the time. So it's gonna change. I'll probably be on TikTok. Like this. TikTok does not allow me to schedule when I'm doing this type of setup. So I'm just gonna throw up my little video that say I'm going live with the time, and then I'm gonna try to be on at that time. I was late because Uno didn't want to work. It still didn't want to work. So, yeah, I'm gonna find a game. I'm probably going to have to put it like as an 18 plus if I start doing it, because I do want to play Still Life. Still Life is a kind of a gory adventure game. It deals with like serial killers and stuff like that. So, but it's a really nice kind of game. So, I haven't played that in a while. So I might do that game. I might do this game. I'm just gonna have to find a game that I can play and talk, and then we'll talk about Evolution, because I kind of want to do this on like certain times, at least on like the weekends. Is just doing a game and chit chatting about wrestling. TTJC said, this is why I wanted Liv to go for the IC title. She has history with Lyra, Becky, and Bayley. All three would put her over, and the matches would be bangers. Win or lose, Liv would look strong. Yeah. Like, you would know that they'll, there is shared history there. And it was nice. And you won't have to worry about somebody looking too strong where Liv would have to be, like, just run over. That's always the case with Rhea. But Yep. Alright, so I thank y'all all for joining me. Thank y'all all for helping me test out this new setup. I am going to be trying to do this at least on the weekends. I'm not going to do this for Mondays, probably. Well, I kind of do want to start doing some of this on Monday because I do want to pull in YouTube when I'm doing my reviews. So you might start to see me do this on Monday. So just know that I'm going to try and keep my Monday Night Raw reviews around the same time, which is 10:30 CST. 10:30, 10:35. You know I'm late, so I'll try to be here around 10:30 CST. I'll be back on tomorrow. Talking to Evolution. Hopefully we'll get some Monday Night Raw information regarding Judgment Day, either with Dom or Finn or something like that. We need some Judgment Day information. They've been not giving any kind of Judgment Day information during these, like when Scrap Daddy posts something on the X or on WWE social. So we need some information we can kind of chew on Sunday night. But for now, I have to bid you adieu. I appreciate you all. Thank y'all for being so patient with me with testing. Thank y'all for joining me. YouTube side, this is a live from YouTube. YouTube usually just gets my videos, but it's nice to talk with my followers in real time on YouTube. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday. You might see the setup on Monday, but it's probably going to look different because I need to change all my scenes. So, until next time.